All right, so we're here at what's the official name of this? Is this just Joanne's Castle? Like,
well,
what I pulled into the front, it said it always Jim and Joanne can't, you know, but really this is her palace, right?
Well, it is. We've given it the name of Prairie Meadows simply because when we bought it and moved in, the wind blew continuously. And
out in Iowa, right?
Oh, yeah. for sure.
Yeah.
And that's where Joanne's grandparents came from.
Okay.
Was Iowa. So that's what came to mind.
So that's the official name of this.
It's Prairie Meadows, but it is, I like to say I'm the king of my castle, and this is it.
This is your, I mean, what a beautiful, this is the swimming lake for the horses. It's probably a little too cold right now, but this is a swimming lake. You got paddocks, you got the track over there, you know, nice new barns. It's a beautiful facility you've built.
Well, thank you. It's was a long time coming, but we've enjoyed it. We have 5 houses here on the farm that are all family here. That's got its moments, of course.
Yeah.
But it's nice. My mother-in-law had a place here, and
well, and you like having the grandbabies, and you know, eventually there's going to be great grandbabies and great grandbabies. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. You're going to have to slow down on the horses to take care of all the grandkids and all that stuff, right?
Well, grandkids do take a little time.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Fortunately, I figured out how to give them more time than I could give my kids.
Okay.
The kids got a lot of time. They just went to work with me. but it's fun, and we got a great place to raise kids. My nieces and nephews are here, and it's a really nice place to raise children.
It's a nice setup. So one of the big things about having a farm like this is you don't have to worry. You don't have, I mean, even your track is fully trainable. Like you can, you know, you're not going to go any 49 miles, but it's fully functional to where you can prep and train your horses to what they need without having to travel, you know, the 2 hours to Meadowlands or hour to Chester, or, you know, half hour to Harrington, or where, you know, because you're right in Delaware here.
Yeah, when we come off the track, they're where they need to be, and
yep.
their recovery is so much better. There's a lot of good stuff about it, and I just biked up a horse and got the track ready, and I trained her a mile in 59.
Yeah.
So that's pretty respectable.
And you do my job better than I do, because that was Lyons Serenity. Now, okay, you probably are having trouble with it. We're having trouble.
Do I ever?
It's like Serenity and Sentinel. Are there any other Lyons horses that you have?
Just some babies right now.
Okay, what's their names?
They haven't been named yet.
Okay, don't name them Lyons S something, or just name them all Lyons something. You know.
But it's they buy several babies each year, and they change the names of them. You look through the sales catalogs, and for several generations you'll see the Lyons horses on there.
So let's start with Lyons Serenity, the 2-year-old, the filly. She got a bye. You took the bye.
We did.
And like watching the 2-year-old filly race, I mean, that's probably the toughest division out of all the 12. Is that right? I mean,
I think it's pretty competitive. There's one in particular that looks pretty doggone good, but she got beat.
Well, I was going to say, like, the 2 undefeated horses were all trying to beat each other, and then nope, they both got beat.
How about that?
So it's like we've got a great group of fillies there, and Serenity all year long has been pretty solid, you know. So you got to be happy with her.
Well, she has. We gave her a little bit of an easier way to go. We raced her in the Stallion Stakes versus the Sire Stakes. She seemed to appreciate it. We took her to Indiana and the Kentuckiana.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we raced her there, and she won, and was very pleasing. Got a nice chunk of money there. Took her on to Kentucky and raced her a couple of times, and both the races were respectable.
Yeah.
So.
And when you win a big race like the Kentucky Stallion Management,
yes.
I think it was like 200 grand, right?
Something
like that. So
it was.
But it's nice when, you know, we've got these undefeated fillies. Well, not anymore, but we've got these, and you look at the 2-year-old filly pace win percentage of everyone. It's pretty stacked, and yours wasn't even on the program. I'm talking about just the limb. You look, horses are 7 of 9, 9 of 9, 6 of 6, you know, 4 of 6. Like, it's a pretty stacked field. So when you have a signature win like that, that's like, hey, don't forget about me. Like, yes, we have these 2 undefeated fillies that have earned their respect for the limb, But don't forget about me. Just because I took a bye doesn't mean we're not one of the top ones in there.
Well, we like to think that both the fillies that I'm bringing are competitive. I'm not afraid of them getting in anybody's way.
Yeah.
I think they can hold their own.
And your second one is Captain Cowgirl.
Captain
right?
Cowgirl, yes.
So how has her season been? Has she you've gone a little different path with her? So how's her kind of season been?
Very good. She's got her first start in a stallion stake, and she just looks so good that we moved her on up to the sire stakes. She did really good in those. So she run across Nikki Hill, and I went, holy
yeah. That filly's all right, right?
She's all right. So, but she didn't go to the final, and we were able to win the final. So she got herself right about 2.5.
It's kind of nice when you've got a horse and just every race they just keep getting better, and you're like, okay, all right.
Yep,
so
yep. She's not a run off and leave them kind of horse, and every week she just seems to get her nose where it needs to be, and Timmy's managed her really well. And
I know that you as a trainer in the race, no trainer ever wants a competitive close race. You want to win by 5 lengths, right? You want to just have it go to the front, improve your position, and stay out by 5 lengths. Or do you like these close races where you're like, oh, I can't look down the stretch.
No, I'm a looker.
Okay.
I'm a looker. I'm going to help them all the way to the wire.
Okay, you're driving them, and you're driving them too.
Every once in a while, I get to begging too. Come on, please.
But do you like the close races, or would you just prefer just out in front?
Well, I don't mind running off.
You don't mind it, yeah.
I don't mind
all you trainers are the same way. You're like,
I do like the what I see in a horse when it gets down to push and shove, and they got to fight.
Yeah.
That they will.
Yeah.
And that's. That's what makes a horse.
Right.
Because, it just does.
Yeah.
They're the parts of them that you can't see, that's what makes them the horse.
Right. So perfect transition with you like horses that fight to the wire. Is there any horse better this year than, and maybe in her career, than Lyons Sentinel, who those last 50 yards, 100 yards is just like, man, she's going to fight.
I had a great mare in Shartin, and of course I got that question all the time, is Lyons Sentinel the next Shartin? And I'm going, no, that's too much to ask, Boy, she's trying to make me wrong.
You're right, yeah, she's trying to make you wrong.
Make me wrong.
I mean,
but
okay,
as far as her determination at the wire, she's got every bit as much determination right at the wire as Shartin.
And this isn't like this year. She has been a Breeders' Crown staple for 3 straight years now. 2-year-old, was up in Canada. She wins her limb pretty convincingly. And I remember, remember even that was the best race in 2019. I mean, there was 7 horses across the wire, and her race was the most competitive. Her field was the most competitive because you had Priceless coming in from Indiana. You had a couple of other horses that were just, man, really good. You had Alicorn from in her home area. That was a really amazing group of talented 2-year-old fillies, and turned out to be the best race on the entire program.
Yeah, she's been like this right from Jump Street. She's always been one that had her determination was just crazy. No matter what, she would just try to get it done. She was so close to winning $1 million as a 2-year-old.
Yeah,
and for a 2-year-old filly to win $1 million would be crazy.
They just don't have the races
and
to
right
do that.
At the very end of the year, her last 2 races kept her from it, and it wasn't that she tailed off. A couple fillies just come up and stepped up, and we went 2 seconds faster than the boys on the same night.
Yeah,
like what is it, 3 Diamonds? We're going 2 seconds faster than the boys on the same night.
Yep.
And it wasn't it's that time of year. It wasn't
like just a speed show. It's like, no, this group
like this day.
This group was just flat out better than like you said, than the boy division. I mean, again, that 2-year-old filly race at Mohawk, there's 7 or 8 horses across the wire, and Reflect With Me is just, I mean, just flying on the outside.
Yep.
And just gets up to beat, you know, Lyons Sentinel, and it took the entire stretch, and she had put away everybody except for she didn't account for the 7th horse. Yep. On the way outside. So that must have been, it's like when you look back at it, I know it's heartbreaking to lose, but it's also like, damn, we got a really good horse.
What a good girl.
And it takes so much to beat her. That's got to give you confidence moving forward into her 3-year-old season.
Absolutely, and to come back the following week and repeat it, you know, that's, you know, sometimes you put a tough trip in a horse, it'll tell on the next week. With her, nothing seems to matter. She's pretty easy to get back ready if you let her down a little bit, and that's all her determination. It's not my brilliance,
right? Well,
it's hers.
And then fast forward to next year, we have, you know, everybody, okay, Lyons Sentinel, but then all of a sudden, this amazing Party Girl Hill.
Who was that?
Just burst out of nowhere, and I believe she was undefeated the entire season, right?
Yes.
And she just burst. Now, Lyons Sentinel wins her limb for the Breeders' Crown, and Party Girl Hill wins her limb. So you guys were in separate limbs. Did you kind of want to have a shot at Party Girl Hill in the limb, or do you not care about that? You only care about when they're going for the big money.
Well, it's not that I don't care about it. That's what I care the most about.
Okay.
Those are the ones that count and things to remember. You remember that horse that won the elimination? No.
Right.
The horse that win the money, that's the one you remember.
Okay. So Lyons Sentinel, again, that was another race. Everybody's like, oh, she's on the front end, but no, she won her limb from off the pace. And was pretty much well buried 6th or 7th, and then just comes flying at the end. And even, I know Hoosier's a long stretch, but even midway through the stretch, you're like, okay, she's going to be 3rd. And then no, the last 50 to 100 feet, whatever it is, just kicks into another gear and just destroys everybody, and like really just stamps everybody's into the ground and be like, no, this is my race. I was just messing with you the first 5,000 feet. Like, this is my race.
She's just amazing in her determination. There's no doubt that that's what it's all about for her. She can come off the corner and you're saying, they're going to get her tonight.
They're going to get her, yeah.
And when they come to her, she just
swells up and
she comes too.
In the final, it's the matchup. And again, this race wasn't for the 3-year-olds. It wasn't as deep as the previous year.
Right.
But it was a matchup. Like, Party Girl Hill versus Lyons Sentinel, the 2 limb winners, the 2 best horses in this division, the best 2-year-old, the best 3-year-old, you know. And man, she's got to come first over to Party Girl Hill. At the half, are you like, this is the spot we want to be in? We want to be taking down the horse. Or were you like a little nervous, like, oh man, we got to come first over to Party Girl Hill?
That's a tough mission.
It's a tough mission.
Yeah, it is. It just as though that was her, you know, post position matters.
Yep.
And she had to come out a long way this past week, and it you know, by the time she got out of the turn, she kind of lost her composure.
And you're talking about this week?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Party Girl Hill last year.
Oh, Party Girl Hill.
Yeah, Party Girl Hill.
Yeah.
You had to pull first over to Party Girl Hill in the final.
Yep.
Is that the spot you want to be in, or are you like, I don't want to have to pull for it? Can't we get cover? Yeah. Somebody pull out. Somebody, or no, you want to be like, it's head to head. We're coming at you.
Well, you got 2 ways to look at it. If nobody pulls out, there's nobody in your way, and you got nobody to blame but you and your horse.
I like that.
If this guy, he made me check, and when you go checking horses nowadays,
right,
just give them a little snug. Geez, since we're in a mile dash anyway,
yeah,
it matters. And
so you guys hook up at the top of the stretch, and listen, Lyons Sentinel finished 2nd. She got beat by Peaky Sneaky, but I think the important thing is you watch the race. Lyons Sentinel wore down Party Girl Hill.
She did.
Like, that was the, and again, it's Peaky Sneaky won. She got the best trip, but man, if I'm taking away, I'm proud that really one horse beat Party Girl Hill in her career, and that's Lyons Sentinel.
Yeah.
To me, she was great at 2. She was phenomenal at 3. and everything you've thrown at her has just been, you know, she's responded well. And now we're into her 4-year-old year. 4-year-olds are not supposed to dominate the division. What are you doing? Why aren't you listening to the rules of 4-year-olds are not supposed to dominate the division?
Makes you get in a hurry to want to come back next year, doesn't it?
Yeah, right.
Well, she's, like I say, her determination is just crazy. She carries it with her. You know, the bottom line on her program this past race and this line this time are going to be so similar, where things just really didn't work out for a horse to win.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought she raced exceptional. Same thing, she had the 10 hole on the bottom, and that's, to me, that's one of the better races she went all year long.
She came
And
a last.
she wins like the next 5 or 6 races.
I believe she came a last half in 53-1.
Yes.
So, I mean, you know, that's pretty good by my calculations. And if it takes that to beat her, like think about all the times this horse has been beaten in her career, what it's taken to beat her.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot. So these fillies and any mare that's going to beat her on Saturday, they're going to have to earn it, because Lyons Sentinel's not going to just give it to them.
Right. The winner got by far the better trip. I mean, she's got gate speed out of this world, and she just gets in position. And many times, several times this year, she sat right to her back and just couldn't do anything with her.
Right.
And
you're talking about Rocknificent.
Yeah.
And Rocknificent has, I think, 8 seconds on the year, most of them to Lyons Sentinel. And listen, I love it when, again, we can establish a rivalry to show Rocknificent is in Lyons Sentinel League.
Absolutely.
And is a great mare in her own way, and
Yes.
she proved it in Kentucky, and is, so I love that it's not just a walkover for Lyons Sentinel, but man, you're gonna have to earn it to beat her.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you know, we're a little bit better with our posts this week than we were last week. Now we got the 4. But this is going to be a horse race right out of the gate. You know, you've
Just like it was last week. I mean, they're all, I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like, she had post seven, right? Yeah.
yeah.
And she was trying to leave, and she couldn't really like do anything. Tim had to duck her in, and she got away 5th.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that it'll be kind of the same way, and whatever happens in the race. Listen, how many times though have we seen, oh, everybody's gonna be leaving and nobody leaves, right? Nobody leaves, and they go the quarter in 27-4. Lyons Sentinel's on the lead. Like, where is everybody? What happened? So we've seen that happen too many times, where they're behind the gate. You never know what's gonna happen.
That's true. And Lyons Sentinel does her best work from off the pace. If she's got a target, that's why 2 of her best races, to me, she's gotten beat, but she was still charging at the wire and coming halves in 53.
Yeah.
And you look at her and you think, oh, she's all done. And then before you get home, she's doing it again.
And had every right in the elim to just be a dull 3rd
Yep.
or 4th. You know what I mean? But it's like she just kept coming, and probably another 50 feet she would have won. I mean, it was like you said, it was a rough trip on her, but she had every reason to quit, and she never did.
There was a couple guys up there that were glad that wire came when it did, because they knew she was coming.
Yeah, and it's nice. It must be nice when you've got a confident horse like that, because you've all raced horses that are 99-1, 50-1, 10-1. But when you've got the horse that everybody's looking at, you walk into the paddock, you know you've done your job all week, and it's nice to be like, no, you got to beat me, because my horse has proven that she is so tough to beat.
Well, Shartin and Lyons Sentinel, they let me walk around and be Mr. King.
Mr. King.
Yeah. And before, say when Shartin left, I says, well, I guess I got to go back to being Jimmy again.
Right, yeah.
But it is amazing how I would go places like Canada, places where people don't really know me personally.
Yeah.
And Mr. King.
Yeah. You kind of like that, right? Yeah.
And you know, it was always, hey Jim.
Hey Jim, right? Yeah. Don't even look. Don't even like, hey Jim. Oh, there's Jim. You know, not even just a nod. Now it's like, oh, Mr. King. Like it is nice.
Something and actually quite enjoyable. It's fun. It's fun for me to look at it with like who I am. To me, it's funny.
You're just.
I mean, this is great.
And you're just a nice guy and just chill. And it's what, before we get into Shartin, what did you learn from Shartin? having, I mean, it's a little, she's an older mare. Lyons Sentinel has gone 2, 3, 4. What did you learn from Shartin that has helped you make Lyons Sentinel even better than probably what she could have been?
Well, probably I haven't done that much for Lyons Sentinel. She's done it herself.
Okay.
and a lot. I will take a lot of the credit for Shartin. We really had to change a lot of things about her.
Okay.
And with Timmy's help and advice, we got where we did.
Oh, so we're giving Timmy all the credit here?
No.
Oh,
no,
you're taking
no,
some.
no.
Timmy gets all. Okay.
The horse is getting first credit.
Her horse is getting first credit.
First
Okay.
credit.
Okay.
She gave us some tools, and we tried to teach her how to use what she had.
Okay.
And she was a project.
Well, and it may not even be necessarily physical fitness training, but also to management. You know, like Lyons Sentinel, you didn't bring her down to Kentucky. Was that something just based upon Lyons Sentinel, or was that something you learned from Shartin? Like, hey, we don't want to be driving all over the place and things like that.
Some of both. I took Shartin down there, and I had trouble with tying up. I was put in the barn right next to the paddock, and the races out there really got her keyed up. And,
Okay.
And I had a tie-up issue with her pretty daily, and after I warmed her up, wasn't a pretty sight.
Right.
She went out and just overcome it all.
Yeah. But it's not something you want to have to deal with.
You do not. You do not. And after going to Dayton, you know, ship to Canada, come home, ship to Dayton, and then over to the Red Mile. Would love to see her out there under different circumstances,
Right.
showing what she could do. But it was more important to be ready to do what we had to do.
What we have to do, yeah.
There was bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
There was something better to come to, and I felt that she's had some pretty serious races this year, and not that that's not a nice race and a nice feather in your cap, but it's not a Breeders' Crown or a TVG.
Yeah. And now let's, I'm going to pull up the race here so we can watch it. Hopefully, when I say Shartin, hopefully this is short-lived. Like, come Sunday morning, I'm not going to be able to say Shartin is your only Breeders' Crown winner. Like that's the goal here. This is a timed thing. So Shartin N, 2018 was not her Horse of the Year race. She went on to become Horse of the Year in 2019, but this was what set her up. Now she wins her limb pretty confidently, pretty easy. And now going into the final, it's raining, it's an awful night. You're thinking what? As you wake up Saturday morning and it's raining and it's miserable and you're like, oh, we have to race in this.
Well, I was thinking it was going to bother somebody else a lot more than it was going to bother her.
Okay.
I didn't think that she would mind. She comes to do her job.
Okay.
So that part of it, nobody wants to be out in that time of year and rainy,
right,
cold.
And I guess when you're on the lead, you aren't getting thrown with mud.
Well, that's true.
So let's just watch this, and I want you to. How many times have you rewatched this race?
Yes.
You've rewatched a lot?
Countless.
He's actually being humble. It's on loop. He's got a TV in the barn. It's just on loop. You know, you're fully watching the race. You're not cowering in the corner. And
no, I know both of those are prepared to do their job.
Right.
And you know, barring anything really silly, I think it's going to get done.
The only thing here, Pocono's got that weird angle. So Timmy's timing the gate here, and he does a perfect job by just getting her away, and nobody else leaves around her.
Yeah. Yep, and there's, you know, the Krogan had a pair in there, and that's always a concern.
Yep.
That not that heck, I like to have a pair in there, but
yeah. So now she makes the front, and 26-1. It's okay. She's in her spot. There's nobody coming at her.
I think it's plenty. Then I thought we got an early chase from, I believe, Matt.
Yeah. And Caviar Alley, post 9, was probably your main competition, but she drew post 9, and she's second over here.
Actually, I did have another one there. Newborn Sassy's one too.
Right, yeah. Heifer 54-3, a nice breather, 28-2. So you got what you needed.
We did.
And you're also hoping too, well, let's back down this third quarter enough if we can, because
well, it's Poconos, and that wire's a long way up the stretch.
Yeah.
And you still have to have a horse that is willing to fight.
I feel like Timmy let this horse first over. Perfect drive by Timmy. It's 50-1. That's your cover. Like, she's not going by you. That's your cover. 3/4 to 123. Another 28-2 breather. Perfect. And now, boom, Shartin's got to do her job.
Twinkle takes aim in the passing lane. Now Caviar Alley in full gear outside. Shartin started feeling. Caviar Alley all out. Shartin digging deep. Shartin's gonna dig in here and get the win here.
Well, in the press box, they all had her beat when she turned for home.
Yeah.
All the way through the stretch until she wasn't.
I mean,
and her, her determination. Now, one of the things we had to do with rigging her, at one time I had a Murphy blind on her, and she was beaten, fairly beaten, by another horse that was, to me, was a lesser horse.
Mm-hmm.
And Timmy, he kind of comes in. The horse shouldn't have beat her. I said, Timmy, the horse can't beat her. She did not see that horse.
Yeah.
And he said, do you really think so? And I said, no, I know so. I know this horse. If she sees that horse doesn't beat her.
Yeah.
She did not see that horse.
Right.
And repeatedly he would get caught on the front end with her, even at the Meadowlands. And if the best horse is behind him, he always gave that horse room to come through the inside.
Okay.
Because she had the Murphy blind on the right.
Okay, I got you. So that's a nice little nugget to
it is,
you don't even realize.
Let the best horse come to her, and she would just hold her off.
Right.
And that's I think it was a Lady Liberty that she had gotten beat in, and I can't remember the name of the horse. It was Bongiorno's mare. Nice mare, but I didn't think she was the quality of what she was in with.
Right.
Well, she came on the outside and she
did her job, and
Yep.
So it's kind of, I like those little nuggets of, hey, we want the horse to pass on the inside because she's going to give that extra little bit to fight. And listen, you can't have perfect rigging and perfect. She probably needed the Murphy blind, and
at the
all
time she did.
Yeah.
Eventually that went away.
Yep.
But
and then you couldn't pass her at all. Like she could see everybody, and nobody's passing me. That's it. That's it.
It was in her makeup that she just loved it. She loved to race. It's when you give her cue, she would get to marching. And it's I had Dexter Dunn's father came over in the paddock at the Meadowlands, and he stands in front of her and he's just looking and looking, and he says, what is it? Is it her gait?
What is it?
And I started laughing. I said, you know better than that. She's got no gait.
Yeah.
She hits her knees.
Right. Yeah, she wasn't the like,
No.
you look at, she's nice. I will say Lyons Sentinel is as impressive
She's got it really
looking
Yeah.
filly. I remember her as a 2.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, that's a horse. And it doesn't happen to where the best looking horse is also the best horse.
Right,
like
right.
it doesn't happen. And this year we've been blessed with a little bit, like Captain Corey looks amazing, looks the part. Lyons Sentinel looks the part. Jujubee looks the part. And it's like, great, Lyons Sentinel looks the part. Even some of the open pacers and the open trotters, they're great horses, but you don't look at them kind of like Some Beach Somewhere, where you looked at him and you're like, he gives you a head turn. Lyons Sentinel is one of those horses
that's one of my things that I use to describe a horse. Being at the Meadowlands in the early years, and Saturday night, you went to the feature race and looked down the hallway and went, wow, so now I said, this horse looks like Saturday night at the Meadowlands.
That's Saturday night at the Meadowlands. That is.
And they look different.
Yep.
And they were.
So hopefully a good Breeders' Crown weekend for you. You're getting a little greedy with, I had one horse of the year and now I want to do it again. I won Breeders' Crown. I just want to keep winning all these. I like, it's a little greedy. You got to let some of the other low people win. Or no, you gave them 20 years. I'm taking all the horses of the year in Breeders' Crown.
I'll be gone. They can have the rest.
Right.
No, I don't. My wife and myself are just very appreciative of how things have come around and changed for us. And once again, we wouldn't be on this level without the assistance and guidance of Timmy when he came around. And you know, we had kind of a bond, and we work well together, and it's not something that both of us would be just fine without the other. But,
It's a good setup.
But geez, it makes life sweet.
And
It's just nice.
You know what, the other thing I like that, and there's plenty of people out there that are kind of similar. Like you're, you know, it's Test of Faith, it's Venerable, and things like that are in the top rankings for Horse of the Year, and you're kind of like, no, I want Test of Faith to win, because then I have to win, and I want to win. Like I want us both to go perfect the rest of the year, so that there's no qualms about if I'm voted Horse of the Year. That's it. I want it fair and square.
If anybody in my position, Test of Faith's position, and so on and so on, if they don't have the appreciation for their opponents,
Yeah.
then they're going to be short-lived.
Yeah, it's
They're
like,
going to be short-lived.
so I kind of like that when I heard you say that. Like, no, I want Test of Faith to win. Like let's go. Let's rock. Like I want to go after Party Girl Hill.
We want to win by default.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Nobody wants to win by default.
I wish nobody no bad luck when we go on the track. I want to have the best luck of all of them.
Let's
but
rock.
I don't want anybody else to have any bad luck.
Yeah, let's rock and
no,
let's
not
let's the best horse win.
Yep.
So, good luck on Friday and Saturday. Beautiful farm, and you know, we'll be you're not going away, so that's
we're not planning on it. So,
right.
But we're getting a little long in the tooth, so you never know when it's over. But
Lyons Sentinel on the racetrack, and then eventually when she, you know, makes her transition to a broodmare, like that's a name you're going to hear for a long time coming.
well,
hopefully.
I think it really should be. We passed Shartin on as a broodmare. You know, who knows what that could be? But Lyons Sentinel, by American standards, has the real bloodline.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Shartin is 10-10 in America, who was a McCardle, and McCardles, they're good poor people's horses.
Right.
They just keep showing up. I've had several, and they make nice race horses. And of course, you got a McWicked and the Ohio horse there this year.
Charlie May.
Charlie May.
Yep.
You know, they're real horses.
Yeah.
They're real horses, and I've raced several mares that I thought were okay.
Yep.
Yep, better than okay. So, you know, he's that's not that that's a bit bad bloodline, but at the same time, it's a foreign mare that is a 10-10 in America.
Yeah. Yep. And like you said, Lyons Sentinel is right from the get-go. She looks the part, she plays the part, and you know, you got to bring it to beat her. So that's kind of nice.
I'm not sure who originally bought her, but they got to be kicking herself when they didn't take her and she went back through the sale.
Yeah. Oh, is that what happened with Lyons Sentinel?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. She
Yeah.
went back through.
She was a resale.
Okay.
And that's when
Oh boy.
the Lyons family bought her.
Oh, so yeah, who's kicking themselves? The people that sold Foiled Again, or the people that sold Lyons Sentinel? You know, like just one of those things. It is what it is.
It is.
So good luck on Friday and Saturday, and thank you again.
Appreciate you coming down, and it's been fun.
It's been fun. Thank you.
Yeah.